This is the Basketball Show with Shane the Hammer Heel and Steve Mr. Magic Carfino. Brought to you by Unibet, TCL PLEX, and News Corp. What they gonna say next?
Hello and welcome to the Basketball Show, brought to you by our sponsors, of course, Unibet, TCL PLEX smartphones, and News Corp. I'm Steve Carfino, joined on the desk once again, my main man, Shane Heel. And if we got a hot show for you this evening, it's going to be super hot. The Daily Telegraph was approached by Andrew Bogut. Well, I shouldn't say approached, but whenever he opens his mouth, everybody listens. And he was talking about NBL trades, and that is a great discussion point for all the hoop fans all around Australia.
I love it. I think it's a great idea. I'm not sure it'll happen, but great for us to be able to speculate. And I think you've got a blockbuster trade.
All right. Well,
let's hear it.
I like Noi from Cairns going to Brisbane for Nathan Sobey. And the reason that I like that trade is because Brisbane are, I think, guard heavy. I think they're guard heavy. Nathan Sobey is a great player, probably one of the better slashers in the league. But I think that's a position that you can get a dime a dozen from an import. It's tough to get that as an Australian. Send him over to Cairns. Cairns would love that slashing guy that can get him through those scoring droughts. I think that works for both teams.
Brisbane certainly need a four, no doubt about that. Well, I've got the same two teams. I've got Brisbane, and I think there's going to be a common theme from everybody because Brisbane needs help. And what I'm doing, Jason Cadee, pack up your wife, your kid, your dog, because you're going to far north Queensland, pal, with Glidden and Braun, because they need depth. And I think that would be a welcome sight for them. And in exchange, Brisbane are going to get Machado and they're going to get Noi. A one-man and a four-man is exactly what they need, and they would be a top three team. And I think Cairns with extra depth and some quality and getting Australians up there, I think that'd be a blockbuster trade that would be successful for both.
All right, we've got a special guest a little later in the show, and we're going to hear more about that topic a little bit later.
This is the Starting Five, brought to you by TCL PLEX smartphones.
That's right, Rodney O, the Starting Five. Let's talk about home and away. Joey Wright brought it up with his team and the generation of players that are playing the game of basketball. Now, let me just give you my experience with home away. When I was in college, 54% on the road that I shot. I just think it's easier to play on the road. Your team is together, you're eating together, you're watching movies together, having meetings together. It's easier to play on the road and consolidate as a team. 39% at home, that was a little disappointing, but 54% on the road compared. I love playing on the road. I love silence in the crowd.
But we've all had teammates that would prefer to hear the crowd and all of that.
The girlfriend's there.
With it. Whereas I was the same, mate. I wanted to play on the road. I wanted to be able to hear that. I got more out of being able to hit a three and hear nothing than hitting a three and hearing the cheers.
Oh, how about hitting a three and flipping the crowd off?
I like that too. That's pretty good. All right, second topic. Will Weaver came out and said Mitch Creek and Jay Sean Tate are both going back to the NBA. I think Creek will. Tate's too small, surely.
Yeah,
I love him, but for the NBA.
Yeah, we spoke about it a little bit before the show. I think, Will Weaver might be a little guilty of pumping his player up right
Which
there.
Which is a good thing.
I think he is a tremendous international player.
Yep.
He can be the heart and soul of a team, just like he was at Ohio State University. This guy can do it all, but I don't think he can do all of that at that size in the NBA.
He's not Draymond Green.
No, I know. Well, Adam Gibson, massive milestone. He's one of the best players that has a longevity, achieved quite a few stats, 4,000 points, 100 assists.
1,000.
Oh, that was thinking of me. I don't pass the ball. And a defensive player of the year.
One of 7 players to actually achieve that. We love Gibbo.
Who's one of them?
Phil Smythe was one.
Sam McKinnon, maybe?
Yeah, a few others.
Right.
But he's been a terrific player. And when we talk about Damian Martin as the best defensive player of all time, Gibbo is just under him, I reckon. He's an unbelievable defender, great role player, and a very good pickup for the Phoenix as well.
Yeah, okay.
Well done, Gibbo.
Yep, very well done. And what about Cairns? When are they going to start locking their players up? Because Scott Machado and Cam Oliver are hooping for Cairns. And what does that mean? It's like a farm team for the rest of the league. That's the role they played in the league.
So what do they have to do?
They got to sign them.
Now.
Sign them now. It's a priority.
Why wouldn't you?
Lock them in.
Every year, they wait till the end of the year, and then they go, oh, we've lost another player.
Yeah, it's crazy,
What's stopping them?
Fool me once, Well, how's it go? George
You're telling the
George
story.
Bush used to jack it up too. But
Just
come on,
sign him.
the same mistake
A player
over and
wants
over
to
again.
be offered a contract right now.
Yeah.
They love that. He'll sign now.
Yeah.
All right.
Get it done. Get it done. All right, let's get into prospect watch.
No, we've got one more.
No?
Check this
What?
out. We've got left hanging. Jeff Van
yeah.
Groningen.
I know.
I almost,
I almost left
weed
that
in my
bit.
pants.
I always left that bit hanging. I left it out.
You left that hanging as well. But Charlie Cameron, the superstar from the Lions, you wouldn't know who he is, mate, but he's a superstar AFL
Thanks
player.
for pointing that out. You're so
he
right,
goes
though. It goes, well.
And then we've got Chris Golding as well with a little hot five.
Maybe not.
Have we all
Fix
been,
the hair.
We've all been caught. That's why it's so funny. We've all been caught. Good stuff. Watch out, because we are going to come for the next one left hanging as well.
Okay, well, I think we've done all of those. I think it's time for Prospect Watch. Let's get right into that one. Player rankings. I want to hear it. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so I don't know. I get confused with the 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3. Anyway, the least of our three is RJ Hampton.
Yeah.
He had, 15 points, 6 assists, but his team sucks. New Zealand suck. Another big loss on the road. They did nothing. He continues to get better, but I've still expected more from him. Have you?
Yeah, I would have. I should have traded him. Get him out of that situation that he's in, and on a better team.
He would love to be traded.
Oh, imagine him playing for Dean Vickerman.
Yeah.
Imagine him, playing in Perth in that environment, that winning culture. Imagine him with the Sydney Kings who are rolling. What is that, a 10-1 start? They haven't done that since 1989, since I was on the Kings. I just thought I'd point that one out. Shane's got
that culture
you got
sucks
the championship with the Kings. So I got to hang on to a little morsel every now and then.
Number 2.
Yeah, who you got?
Kawatnoi. He's been good.
Balling.
He's liking the fact that we're stroking him a bit up there in far north Queensland as well. Even though we've just traded him to Brisbane, he probably wouldn't like that. 19 points, 6 rebounds in a big win over Perth. Their second time they've been able to get that done. But I like this kid. He's confident. He can shoot the ball. He can rebound. Plays with a little bit of passion too. He's good.
I'm just going to say he backs himself. He called that out, saying he was going to be the most impactful rookie since Joe Ingles. Backed himself, and ain't bragging if you can back it up, and he's been backing it up.
And the best prospect of the week, Joe Healy. Is that how you say it?
You didn't say it with much confidence.
I was trying to say it quick. That's how I roll. Anyway, don't worry about that. 11 points, 15 rebounds, mate. How good was that in a big win over Brisbane? Enough to have Homicide's man, Long, sitting on the bench.
Yeah, good enough for him. It's good enough for me. Here on the Basketball Show, we're always trying to add a little bit of flavor. So this segment is called In the Know, but it's In the Know with Lacko. And we search high and low. Jo Healy, who used to be In the Know with Joe, of course. And we search high and low all around the country trying to get people, but we went with Nick Lakovich because it rhymes with In the Know. So that's how you got the gig, mate.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Great to have you here, mate.
Yeah,
What
absolutely.
we got? Come on, hit us with something.
How is Perth going to stay on top?
Well, real good question. And the big question for me is, how do they improve from last year after winning a championship, guys? We know that they lost Hire, Jervis and Brandt. Have they gotten smarter is the big question. Is the depth there? That's a big talking point that you guys have elaborated on the last few months. But have they gotten smarter? And the indicator for me is you look at the losses this year. 2 of them have been substantial blowouts. The Sydney game and 2 Cairns losses. But the Cairns loss where they blew a fourth quarter lead and had 30-plus points scored on them is a pretty good indicator that some things on the sidelines may be not stacking up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that you talked about the players that they've lost, but Matty Nielsen not being on the sideline, that's got to be a blow as well.
Yeah, I think he's a guy that the players would go to in clutch situations, confident to talk to about environments that they're in right now, and also someone that the coach would listen to on a regular basis. You would quite often see him stand up on the sideline, approach Trevor Gleeson, tap him on the shoulder and say, hold on, we need to have a look at this lineup or this certain situation.
I think the biggest thing for them is the organic growth that they expected from Norton, Steindl and Vague. They have to have those guys step up to go to the next level. I'm not sure that they have. Norton, those guys have been solid, but haven't really gone to the next level to take them to another championship, in my mind.
Well, the big thing as well, as we all know, you've got to finish in the top 2 to win this thing. They're now coming back into the field, 8-4. They're sitting second, third of the way. Good sample size. They need to make a couple of small little changes.
MVPs. Who's going to win that?
There's a lot of talk around the league right now, and you guys have touched on potential guys going to the NBA. For me, it's all about Mitch Creek. I mean, what a story this has been over the last 12 to 24 months. He's blossomed into one of Australia's finest products, spent time in the Summer League, played with the World Championship, Australian Boomers team, and now he's taking a new franchise to the promised land, finishing potentially in the top 4 and a chance to, as Paulio said on a number of occasions, compete and fight for a championship this year. His numbers have been astronomical.
Yeah, hard to argue. I mean, he just dominates that team. That whole team was built around him, such a centrepiece of it, and he's so tough. He just does it. His desire and toughness is off the charts.
Okay, we talked about the trades. What do you think? What's your trade?
Well, and there's been a lot of talk about Brisbane right now, and I'm on that boat. I'm on that plane right now.
How could you not be?
It's incredible because it's been the discussion point, and I've loved watching the show and tapping in and seeing what. But for me, he's a Perth guy, and I love Cameron Glidden from Bunbury. To see him sitting on the bench a few weeks ago, Shane, he was the 10th man off the bench. So for me, Cam and Ruben Tarangi, they need to go. Okay, and for me,
back to Perth?
No, they're going to New Zealand.
Oh, New Zealand! Oh,
New Zealand,
that's stinging.
I think they'd rather play on the moon right now than in Brisbane. Yeah.
Who do they get back?
So New Zealand, they need culture, and culture then breeds success, which therefore breeds wins. Glidden brings that. Tarangi goes back home. They lose Weeks, and Finn Delaney's a young up-and-coming prospect that I love. I think that he can add some value to Brisbane and allow Sobey to go more to the 2 spot rather than have the ball in his hands at the 1 spot, and Weeks can back up and play in the 1 spot.
I like it.
Yeah, play that natural position.
Good.
Okay. Oh, we've got correspondents all over the country. Who's next, Shane? Who should we go to?
Let's get to Paulo. Well, it'd be interesting to hear what his thoughts are. Always very sensible.
Yeah, well, trade week in the NBL is an interesting concept, and to be honest, I think most clubs do a pretty good job of balancing their roster, so it's tough finding trades that are beneficial to both teams and that they'd both agree to, but I'm going to have a crack at it. I'm looking at Southeast Melbourne having a great year as an expansion club. Simon Mitchell doing an excellent job, but if they want to go to that next level, they need better rim protection. They need someone who can defend the genuine centres one-on-one in the post. And I'm looking at Brisbane. They're in a similar bracket to the Phoenix. They're a definite top 4 contender. I don't think they're legitimate championship hopes at this stage, though. What they need is a more mobile big man who can be part of their disruptive defensive schemes, rather than 2 centres in Hodgson and Magnay who play pretty similar roles. So the trade I'm proposing is Matt Hodgson to the Phoenix and Dane Pineau to the Bullets. 2 players who've got real value for their current teams, but I think they can fill a hole that might take their new teams to that higher level.
Wow, Paulo. I like the trade, but one thing, articulate he is. Yeah. He's intelligent. And he's polite, something that we really don't have on this show. Yeah. I like the trade.
I wouldn't say that I like it. I would say I don't like it. I just think it's kind of like a lateral trade. I don't think that either team is really gaining much on that one. They're both good players. They're both respectable role players. I think it's just a lateral move.
No, I agree with both of you. I'll tell you what, one guy who's going to have a very strong opinion is Derek Rucker. Let's see what Derek's trades are now.
Hey guys, well, it's a pretty good weekend for Queensland's NBL teams. The Bullets split a home-away double, and the Cairns Taipans knocked off defending champs, the Perth Wildcats. But let's get into what you really want to talk about, which is trade possibilities. I've got a 3-team trade. The New Zealand Breakers will send RJ Hampton to the Brisbane Bullets. The Brisbane Bullets will send Ruben Tarangi to the New Zealand Breakers, and they'll send Cam Glidden back to the Cairns Taipans. The Cairns Taipans will send Mirko Jeric to the Brisbane Bullets and Jared Kinney to New Zealand Breakers. I think having Jared Kinney and Ruben Tarangi back in New Zealand will help what is a ailing culture right now in New Zealand. The Bulls will benefit from having a young athletic point guard and a sharpshooter off the bench, and I'm sure RJ Hampton right now would love to be out of New Zealand. And finally, Cam Glidden gets to go back to Cairns where he thrived for many years. What do you think, guys?
I think that I'm still writing them all down, but how well does he deliver his trades? And I actually think all teams win.
I think Derek would be a fantastic GM, but I tell you what, he is enjoying being on television. He's got the dome shaved. He's looking sharp, brand new shirt. He is looking the goods.
Looks like he's 30.
Yeah, he's timeless. He's timeless.
No doubt.
Yeah, what do you think, Nick?
Yeah, a creative trade and a creative mind. So I love the way he comes up with these concepts.
All right. Well, we love the courtside correspondents all around the country. Thanks for coming on the show, Nick Lakovich.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Mate,
we love your
he
comments.
great? Last week you're in a polo. He's coming in a three-piece suit, mate. How good is it?
Yeah.
You're welcome back anytime, brother.
All right. Thanks for bringing that up.
It's time now for the Unibet game preview. Who's hot? Who's not?
Yeah, let's get to it. The NBA and NBL preview brought to you by Unibet. And Shane, what have we got first? We got Melbourne United on the road to the Cairns Taipans.
Unibet aren't happy either because we've been on fire. They are paying out some money.
Paying it out.
We like it too. Good on you. Melbourne United at Cairns. I think Melbourne United will be too strong. I'm going with them 1-10. They're just coming into their own. Prather hopefully will be back as well. Tough task to be able to get a win up there against Cairns, but I think they'll be too strong. Looking good at the moment.
Yeah, looking good. I like them. They're playing some good basketball. 1-10 as well, I agree. Illawarra at New Zealand. I think that we agree on a lot of things, but I think we're going to disagree on this one. I'm going to go first. I'm going to say Illawarra is going to beat the Breakers 11+. I lived in Wollongong for a while, and they still chant that "We love you because you're from Wollongong" when I get down there.
Okay.
So, that was an emotional pick.
Well, I think that was an emotional pick, all right. I'm going to go New Zealand. I can't believe I'm picking them to win 1-10. That finally they see a way of being able to win a game, but they are bad.
They're capitulating, I believe that is a word.
Yep.
Southeast Melbourne Phoenix on the road to the Brisbane Bullets, at the Brisbane Bullets.
I think Phoenix can win one. This is a big challenge. They've only played one game on the road outside Victoria. They got smashed, absolutely flogged to the Perth Wildcats. So they will be ready to be able to try and turn that around. And Brisbane aren't firing too well. It'll be close, but I think they'll win 1-10.
I got to point out, I love the Phoenix coach.
Yeah, I do too.
I love him when they win. I love, how he handles when they lose.
Yeah.
A press conference. He gives you insight to the game on what they need to do better.
Got a bit
Fantastic.
of grunt to him too.
Oh,
Got a bit
yeah.
of grunt to him.
I know.
Says it how it is.
Yeah.
We encourage that.
Melbourne United.
Who'd you pick?
Oh, sorry. I like the Phoenix. And not only do I like the coach, I like their team.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
they're very good. They've done a great job putting that team together.
Oh, big one.
Melbourne United on the road to the Sydney
Big
Kings.
one.
I will be there. I'm taking my staff. I'm taking the headmaster. I'm taking everybody I'm trying to impress from Barker College, baby. And we are going to check out that game. 1 versus 2, in my opinion. Boom.
Did you get any bonuses? The fact that you wore their shirt last, I got a lot of comments.
Yeah.
Saying Carfino forgot his wardrobe. But anyway, let's
Got a flick on
Good
the
to see you
nose
back
here
on it
on
today.
the set, I know, but I got a lot of love at work.
I'm going for the Sydney Kings 1-10. That is going to be a terrific game. And for me, it's a preview of the grand final that will happen in however many months.
Yeah, I like the Sydney Kings. I'm not going to back the 10-1. I think it's going to be 11-1. Adelaide 36ers on the road to the Perth Wildcats. Are the Perth Wildcats as good as they have been in years? I mean, they just, you know what? They're just willing themselves to wins.
They didn't will themselves to a win last week in Cairns.
True.
They willed themselves to a loss.
Cairns is nice on it. Cairns is nice. Man, I went against Cairns.
18-0 run Cairns went on. Perth have got troubles. Without White. White's a very good player, we know that. I'm not sure whether he's back or not. I'm going to go for Adelaide 36ers just because I think they've got a little bit more go in them.
Yeah.
1-10.
Adelaide.
They could win that.
Yeah, if Jerome Randall puts the team on his back, I think they can get it done. That's a tough place to put a team on your back, though. I'm going to go for the Perth Wildcats.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who I like. Let's go NBA now.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go NBA.
What do we got?
All right,
the
NBA the Clip Show on the road in Dallas against the Mavericks.
To my man, Luka.
Yeah.
How good is Luka? Absolutely unbelievable. But I think the Clippers will be a little bit too strong. 1-10, high-scoring game. But really enjoying watching both those teams play.
Yeah. Clips play like winners already. They love that group they put together.
How good's
I like them.
Paul George been too early, coming straight back.
Straight back.
Straight into it.
Yeah.
Tough.
All right, how about the Brooklyn Nets on the road to the Boston Celtics? The only question mark there is Kemba Walker.
Yeah, bad injury. So you would have to think he's probably going to be out. They're going to be pretty cautious with that, I would have thought. But I like the Celtics. I think they'll be able to overcome that and win 1-10 against Kyrie and the Nets.
Yeah, I like the Nets. I like the Nets. Yeah, I just think
Like them or their jerseys?
I love their jerseys. I know, I'm a little biased. Going the black and white, man, I tell you what, they made a good choice when it came to merchandise and what was going to sell. They got a nice team, fun to watch too. And the role players are getting an opportunity to show what they can do. So I love it when guys step up like that. And the Lake Show, the LA Lakers.
They're very good.
Yes, very good. And they are on the road playing against the Pelicans. And they are all the guys that they gave away playing against them now.
I like their pieces, and but the Pelicans are starting to get a few players back, so they're going to be a bit more competitive, but not that competitive for the Lakers, who hit the road. A few road games, had a lot of home games at the moment, but looking good. Anthony Davis, LeBron, some good pieces with Green as well. I think they're going to win 1-10.
All right. Well, is that it?
That's it. That's all
it.
I got.
That's it. That's all we've got. That's one more episode of the Basketball Show. I'd like to thank Nick Lakovich for coming on to the show with us. He's always fun.
He is.
You know, I love listening to his recordings, but I even like him even more. You know, he's going to have to go back on the sideline when Jo Healy comes back into the fold. I'd like to thank our sponsors, of course, Unibet, TCL PLEX smartphones, and News Corp. I'm Steve Carfino. That's Shane Heel. We'll see you next time.
This is a co-production by News Corp Australia and Closer Sports.